Hey guys, it's Kylie here. I decided there's no better time than now to go ahead and make this video for you guys. So, my babe is up. I was trying to do it before she got up, but she is awake and she's not really feeling the best. So hopefully we can get through this. Can you say hi? Hopefully we can get through this before she needs to eat or cry or be held or something. So, anyways, I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over kind of my strategy when it comes to tracking my customers, tracking who I've invited, all that good stuff. From the beginning, I was mainly just paper and pencil, and then it kind of came down to, okay, there's too many conversations going on, there's too much happening, I need to find a different way to do this. So I'm going to show you kind of how I started doing it, like on Excel and stuff, and then just a couple weeks ago, I was introduced to Streak. So I'm going to show you how I've been using Streak and trying to kind of compile all of my information there. So first off, I want to show you a couple things. This is how I was tracking, okay? And so I was tracking on a notebook like this. And as you can see, there's not a lot of information there. All I have is their name and like when I invited them. Back in October, when I started doing it this way on paper and pencil, I would write, if they responded to me, if they didn't, if they said check back with me later, etc., all that kind of stuff. Well, then I had talked to them on Messenger, and so all those messages were just sitting there. I hadn't put them in, hadn't archived them or deleted them or anything. So I had all these messages sitting there, and it's so easy for a message to get lost and a follow-up. And actually, like the last couple of days, I've been sitting there going through all my messages. I'm like, holy smokes, like here's somebody that we had been having a great conversation. She said, get back to me in a couple weeks. You guys know January for me was absolutely insane. And so I'm looking back at that, and this person wanted me to check back with them at the beginning of January or at the end of January. And I'm sitting here like, crap, I missed that because I didn't track it. I didn't have a good system. So, and now, with wanting to invite to the coaching sneak peek and the 21-day fix free group, like I'm wanting to get these people a system down. And so I think especially if you're a newer coach, the sooner you start this, the better off you'll be. And I know I used to do it too. I was like, nope, paper and pencil is perfect for me. I don't need to overcomplicate it and use the computer. Nope, it's good. But you know what? Now it's just, there's too much. There's too much conversation. There's too much adding and talking to new friends and all this stuff. There's just too much. So the sooner you get this system down, I promise you, the easier it will be. So another thing I want to show you is my blank calendar. I'm going to talk, well, it's not really blank, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this as I go as well. But this has been kind of my system since November for whom I am inviting. So you can see this is March, and these are the people that I'm going to invite. I know who I'm going to invite on March 15th. Okay, now that might seem crazy to you, but I'll explain it as we get going. So I want to share my screen with you so that way I can kind of walk you through. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. All right. Oh, that looks weird. Oh yeah, my daughter was messing with my computer earlier. Cancel. No, I do not want to do whatever this is that she's doing. Okay, so here's what I was doing, okay? I started, before I was introduced to Streak, I was starting to go through my conversations, and I put the people here. Here's when I contacted them, yes or no, what they told me, and then eventually what program they started, when did I follow up with them, what goals did they have, and as you can see, it was just a scrambled mess. Like it just, granted, I got it all in order, I got them all here, but and here I started with, okay, how they responded, no, like NT-wise, no thank you, no, whatever it might be. So, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's how I was doing it. Now, get that little guy up there. another thing I wanted to show you too, this is probably going to be really rambled and jambled, but so some of you I've shared this with you and others I have not, and if you want this, let me know. But here's what I use as my power hour, my checklist. Now granted, do I get this all done in an hour? No. These are the 4 things I try to get done in the morning before work, or like right when I get to work. And then these are, and actually I need to move my invites and my checkbacks up here because I've been sending my invites in the morning. And I've actually been getting more traction that way because most people are not up, or they're getting up at 6:30 or 7. And so right away that pops up on their phone and they respond almost sooner. So that's been working for me lately, is getting more traction sending my invites in the morning. So I need to change that. But then you can see I'm adding 5 new friends. Am I messaging those friends? And then I can check it off when I get it done and go from there. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Then if I have anything additional that I need to get done, I pull up my Google Calendar here. I pull up my Google Calendar and add it there. So as you can see, Tuesday, I was supposed to text my leads and I was supposed to send out my new coach emails, and that didn't happen. So what's nice about this is, okay, this didn't get done, whoop, I can move it to Saturday and I can get it done. You can see all this stuff over here still needs to get done. And I put my personal stuff here, like I need to pay my credit card. Okay, paid shield. Oh, I did that yesterday. So check that off, and then you can go over here to your actions, clear completed tasks, and then it's right there what you need to do. So I really like, this is what works for me. I'm showing you what works for me, okay? So this is, and then I put like what calls I need to listen to and so on. Okay, so then moving on from there, I made a list here yesterday of things that, okay, so kind of how my messages flow, how this process works for me. So I go and I add new friends, okay? They accept my friend requests. Then I have this sheet printed off. So when I print it off each week, write the dates in. I have however many new friends I need to message on Monday. So I will write their names in after they add me on Facebook, fill in their names. Then as soon as I message them, I write their name on my calendar. And I write their name down 4 to 6 weeks after I initially message them. So I've sent them a friend request. They add me. I write them down that I needed to message them. As soon as I message them, I write them down on my calendar when I'm going to message them. Then after that, I will go over to, and I will have a new friends list. So you can see March 1st through the 18th. So these are the people that I have written down from March 1st to March 18th that I'm going to invite. I add them to this list. I need to get better at this, but my goal is that once a day, I am going here and I am liking and I am commenting on people's things. Okay? So, here we go. Love it. Okay? So I found, and I need to get better at it because you get all those notifications, but commenting. Get your name out there so your name sticks with them and they remember you. So when you message them, it's not totally random, or when you invite them to a challenge group. How do I message them? Here's what I've started doing, okay? And like Abby, right now I'm going to use you as an example, okay? What I've been doing is sending them, so Abby, when you get this, you're going to be like, this is totally random, but I send them, hey, I just wanted to message you because we don't really know each other, but we have lots of friends in common, blah, 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 blah. You must be from around the Spencer area. I used to live there. My parents still live there. Are you still around the area? I send that, and then I say, after looking at their page, I say, by the way, your family is beautiful, or your daughter's adorable, or your hair in your profile picture is so cute, okay? Then usually they come back with, oh, thank you, and then you can say, yeah, you're welcome, and for me, they get 2 notifications. They get 2 of those things that pop up then they're more likely to be like, oh, like this must be important. Who is this person that just messaged me twice? Okay. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and my invites too. I've been doing that with my invites, so they get 2. So I send my invite, and then at the bottom, I hit enter, and then I send another one that says, would you like details, or would you like information? So I've been sending them 2 messages, so they get 2 dings, 2 notifications. Okay, so I add them, I message them, I add them to my invite calendar, I add them to my friends list, and then I go through and I am being interactive on their page. I am checking it. So you can see I have got, now I used to make, okay, November seeds. That's who I invited in November. These are the friends that I added in December. Well, then then I started doing this. Well, then I had them in 2 different lists. So I figured, you know what? Okay, this is what works for me. I'm going to put them in 3-week friends list of when I'm inviting them, or, it's easiest for me. So how do I do that? Scroll down here to your friends, click more, create list, and like I could do March 19th through, what's the last date? 31st. Okay, and then you can type in exactly who you want to add. I want to add Abby Long. Okay, and then all of her stuff would show up when I click on that list. Now, granted, what's nice about this is it takes all of that scrolling through Facebook, that mindless scrolling, out of there, because I'm scrolling this time for a purpose. Okay, so I create that, got that list, and then I scroll back down here, and I go back to more, and then you see this little gear, click, and add it to my favorites. All right, so now they are going to show up right down there. And then I also like to go rearrange and pull this sucker right there, so that way all that stuff is in the line. Okay, so I like to have my challenge groups there. There's a couple other groups. There's my friends. I got our team pages and stuff towards the top. Okay, so that's how I do that with my adding new friends and the flow. And I've been doing this and I haven't gotten a lot of traction, but even if they don't respond to my initial message with the, hey, I don't think we really know each other, I've still been inviting them, okay? Again, that comes down to, are you being present in their social media? Because some people really just don't get messages. Like, some people don't ever look at their messenger. We are so trained, like, Beachbody, messenger, gotta get it. This is life. Like, this is the way we communicate and contact. But most people aren't like that. They don't constantly have that on their brain. So sometimes when people don't respond to your messages, like they either saw it and didn't respond right away, or they really didn't see it, or they never check those notifications. They see they have notifications, but they don't always communicate that way. So don't take offense to it. Don't think it's you. It literally could be they just don't check their messenger. Okay, so that's how my flow with that goes, and checking back with them. So now I want to show you Streak. This is what I have been using and how it's been working for me, okay? All you got to do is go to streak.com, and then you will download this onto your Gmail. If you have Yahoo or another internet source, email source, I don't know if this will work on your Yahoo. Honestly, Gmail, if you don't have Gmail, I would definitely recommend getting it, because it's so easy. It goes right on your phone. You can get your calendar on your phone. You can sync it, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I have 2 different pipelines, and the first one I did last week was my leads pipeline. So here are all my leads from just November through the end of January. So I added them all here. I included the date that they joined, when I contacted them, how I contacted them, what they purchased. And if they, in January, a lot of people gave false information. So if they did that, then I put here that I couldn't contact them, and so on. Now, if they responded, I moved them here. So now I have 4 people that responded to me. So they are moving through the pipeline. These people I've talked to, I need to check back with. And my goal is to move them to a challenge group. So my goal is to get them in here and then eventually get them into coaching, okay? So that's kind of what I've been using to track my leads. But again, I had a Excel sheet with their information, and I still do because I have their email and their phone number and all that kind of stuff. So here's what I've been doing, and I worked on this a ton yesterday. So here is how many people I have invited through my messenger since I've been started, and I'm still not through all my messages. So here's what I was doing yesterday, scrolling all the way to the bottom. We'll do Heather right here. Okay, so I need to add Heather here. I'm gonna type in her name, Heather Glasser, and then I'm gonna look and see when I actually invited her, because this was a new friend that I had. Hi, hello, okay, no. Okay, so here's when I actually invited her, 11:13. So I'm gonna type that in. Then, how did our conversation go? I would love to be a part, however, she's a coach. So our conversation goes back and forth, and that's kind of a drawn out story, but what I would put here is has coach. All right, then I'm gonna go back to here, and I'm gonna archive it. Now, the problem is that this brings me back to the top every other time. Okay, this is a new friend. So basically what I do when I have a new friend in here is I make sure that she's on my calendar. Amanda Pieper. Maybe I should have just waited till she was sleeping. Okay, so I invited Amanda on 12/21. So I'm going to make a new box. Amanda 12/21. Okay, and then did I have to follow back with her? I'd love to join, but she's already in a group. Okay, so same thing. I put has coach. And then I archive our conversation. What I've also been doing is, okay, so here are some people that I invited that I want to add or re-invite to the sneak peek. So next week we have that 21-day fix sneak peek group. I want to add them in there. Eventually, these people that have a coach right here, I'm going to go like this, and I want to move them. Actually, I think I have to click on them. So I want to do this, and she needs to be moved. She has a coach. Go back. So now there's somebody that has a coach right there. What about somebody like, okay, Heather right here. She never responded to me. I'm going to move her to no response. Eventually what I want to do is the people that never responded to me, I want to make them another friends list on Facebook and try and be more interactive with them for them to see my stuff and then be like, oh yeah, like I think she invited me. Or they will then maybe go to my page and be like, who is this person? And then they'll see my stuff and then they'll want to whatever. Okay, same thing right here. I want to move her to invite to the sneak peek. So then she's there. I was just thinking the other day too, my challenge group. So people that then when they move into a challenge group, I can get them in there. You guys, my challengers, my coaches. Eventually I need to make like my list of current challengers, and then I was thinking I need to make a list of those that are inactive and those that canceled. And then, like you guys here. So I can add, where's my coaching? New box. So I can add Megan Geese. I can add, whoops. Where did it go? New box. Megan Geese. Oh, it just didn't save. Whatever. Okay. Megan Geese. And then I've got Julie Rose. Okay. Now, you guys, like Julie, I would move, because she's not just coaching, she's an emerald. Megan, oh, I did get your name twice. Delete. Yes. Megan needs to be moved. Oops, I gotta click on this. And again, I'm just getting used to this. I'm just playing with this. So Megan needs to be moved to my diamond. Okay, now something I thought of, I need to add inactive, and I also want to add canceled. Oh gosh, that was scary. And canceled. Is that right, or is that 2 L's? So here, and then I can take it and I can move it. So they've done a challenge group. There we go. They've done a challenge group, but maybe they're inactive. Or they've done a challenge group, but they've canceled. Okay, so then I can keep track of everybody there. And eventually, you can put their emails in, whatever it might be, and so on. So that's kind of how I've been using Streak. I thought about making a friends pipeline, but then I thought, oh my gosh, how much extra work that would be. So I'm just still going to keep track of my friends, like on my inviting calendar. And then my goal is to have my messages brought down so much that I just have this week's messages. So this week was February 1st, or like Sunday. So my goal is to get the rest of those messages cleared out, and each Sunday go through and so that way I can still follow up in a timely manner. Like I just have this week's messages to figure out and to go through. So really, it's finding what works best for you, but this has been what's working for me, okay? I've I don't want to say I've done it all, but I've tried it all, and for me, this is currently what's working. And I think just the fact that you can move them so easily and you can change this so easily, see here, we've got some invites all the way from August. So figuring out just your way of doing it, I think, is the best. You can find all your contact information on your back office for like your leads and stuff. But this is just what worked for me, because I figured, hey, I can actually move them to those that responded. This gal is super interested in a challenge group. I've been trying to find her on Facebook. She's from Canada. So I'm like, God, you'd make a perfect coach. So you got to think about those kind of things too, and keep moving them along. And with your leads, if you get those leads, text them, email them. I found the best from texting, and then I add them to my monthly email that I send, like at the beginning of each month with, oh my God, like I didn't send a February one. That just reminded me. Watch this. February newsletter. All right. Gotta work on that. So, and I'm not good about that. I have that on my list forever, and it's one thing that I'm like, I just push it to the side. But you never know. You work hard for those leads. So take advantage of them, text them. I just looked today and Kevin had 2 Success Club points. I'm like, how the heck do you have 2 points? Like, I did not, I haven't put anybody under him. Well, he had a lead on Monday, which is weird because he didn't qualify for leads in February. But he had a lead that ordered 2 Shakeologies, and he has 2 2 Success Club points. So you never know. I know some of you have gotten challenge packs from those. Those people you should be inviting and saying, hey, you want to join our group? Like, send them a text, and I can show you. Here's what I have been texting out. Text to leads. Here's what I've been texting. It depends. If they just signed up for a free account or on demand, I send them this. If they, Abby and then if they had Shakeology, then I did that, and so on. So, and if they were Kevin's, then I would put like Kevin Cooper, parentheses, Kylie, and so on. So that's just kind of what's been working for me. I want to share that with you guys, and hopefully you find this helpful as well, okay? If you have questions, why don't you drop them below after I post this recording. And yeah, so hopefully that helps you guys figure out a little bit about Streak and messaging and tracking and all that good stuff. So, all right, thanks guys. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.